Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. This will be the first video that I make for my channel. So this is going to be for my HO trains. I have another channel for fire photography. I just thought instead of doing both in one, I should have two. So here you go. So I will be starting off just by a little bit of a show of my current locomotives. And in this video, after I show them, I will be running every single one of them, just to show how they run. So first off, we have CN 2572, which is personally my best locomotive in my collection. It is an Afrin Genesis. Runs super great. It is very detailed. It could not be any more accurate than this, in my opinion. Looks super great. CN 2236 is an Intermountain. This one, a pretty good runner. I am having some current issues, which you will see with it running with its lighting system. The lighting does not activate immediately or at a certain speed. It has to be fairly higher throttle for them to activate, which is kind of odd. So I am getting a new part, or a motherboard for this one. I contacted Intermountain for it, so they're sending me a new part for it. I am just noticing it is missing a handrail on top here. I'm not sure where that went, and it is slightly cracked right here, so I'm gonna have to get that fixed. And next up is CN 2616. This is my first this style locomotive. Me personally, I am a huge fan of these kind of cab styles. They have to be on my favorite kind. So I'm mostly gonna try to stick with these, but I have some different kind of stuff in my collection too. So this one is more like of a cheaper version of the Afrin. If you compare it to this one has all the hoses at the front, the wipers, the ditch lights are, in my opinion, the right spot for the CN ones. This one are not. They're right here. This light is going out. It is not very bright anymore. I tried to fix it. It is a no-go. So it is no longer going to be a front unit. If I run it in the front, it's probably in reverse, but it's probably always going to be attached to another locomotive, just because it looks slightly off, in my opinion. So yeah, it's still a nice locomotive though. Next up is my Canadian Pacific. And this one is a Walfers. This is one of my only Canadian Pacifics I have. I did have to chop up these because my layout, which I will show where I run this one, it is very tight and it just scratches it. So how to cut them off. And once I get that fixed, I do have another one. I could take that one off and change it. Other than that, it is a very good runner. It is not as detailed as, we'll say, your Afrin Genesis, but it is a great runner. It has a very bright headlight. Now to move on. This is a Burlington Northern locomotive. This one's an Afrin. It is slightly older. It is an okay runner. It is a bit loud, in my opinion, or it seems to be okay. Eventually, I might put a bit of oil in it, just to make sure it's all good. Now next up is another Walfers. This is Railink 403, and this one I got part of a lot on Marketplace for a very good deal. Got a huge lot of train stuff. I did not expect I needed them to work. Surprisingly, the two of them worked out of the whole collection. I will show the other one in a sec. Yeah, so it has a working headlight. It is a very reliable still, in my opinion. A great little engine. Next up we have my only steam locomotive. I forgot what kind of this is. I'm not very good at my steams, but if I'm not wrong, it is a G3 class 2300. So if you guys know, please feel free to correct me on that. But it is a good runner. I did have to do a bit of work on this one because it wasn't working very well. It runs perfectly fine now. And then next up is CN. I'm currently doing a bit of refurbishment on because it was in rough shape. Its headlight was working, but it is no longer working again, so I need to find why. I'm assuming it's a wiring issue. This one's the GMD SD40-2. So, it's missing a few parts. If I'm not wrong, this is an AHM. I forgot to mention that. This is a Bachmann. I'm not sure why it's parked reversed. I forgot. I'm gonna forget to switch it over because I had a hook up to another one. Yeah, it's a okay locomotive. It is a bit wobbly. It is slightly tilting on its side. I'm not sure if you can see that. I gotta find out why it's doing this, but it should be okay. Now we have my Alco C424, and this one's a Kato. Very great runner. This is the other one I got in the lot. That was a good runner. So it is a pretty good locomotive, in my opinion, still. Now next up is a Santa Fe. I think this is a SD24. This one's made by Atlas. I am personally not a fan of the high noses like this. I just bought it because I wanted something slightly different style wise in my collection, so I'm not all on the same one. And lastly is Alberta Northern Railway 401, and this one is made by AHM, and it's a EMD SD40-2. There you go. So as you get started, I'll start showing them running. So I'll start off with the best. Okay, we got it on the layout, so you get about better power. So as you see, everything is working on it. Runs very smooth. Give it a bit more speed. Stop it. Reverse. Same. All the lights on it work. It's also got the number board lights on it, which activate on both ways, which I think is pretty neat. Here's a better view of it. So this one's a very great runner. Now we'll move up to my Intermountain. As I was mentioning earlier about this one, I was having a bit of an electrical or lighting issue, so as you will see, I'm giving it power and nothing pops up, and if I put it directly on a higher throttle, it's where they come up, and you see it actually flicker. So it's at a much higher throttle. If I bring it down, nothing. As you see, but it is still a very great runner. Oh, that's weird. It turns on slightly at a throttle, so it's still got a lot of work to do on this one. Eventually, once it comes. Other than that, it is a very great runner. A beautiful locomotive. Yeah, now next up is CN 2616. As I said, this ditch light is going out, so as you see, not very bright. But it is still a very good runner. It does not have a rear ditch light, which I find it very different. Yeah, still a fairly good runner. I'm still happy with it. Now next up is going to be my Walfers Canadian Pacific, so give it a bit of power here. As you see, it has an extremely bright headlight, and I think it's pretty good. It has directional lights as well, so it has light does go through the plastic, unfortunately, which I think is kind of unfortunate for this kind of locomotive, but still very happy with it. It's a great little locomotive, especially for beginners, in my opinion. Now is my Burlington Northern. This one, its headlight is not very good in my opinion. It is just like light bulb inside. Oh, see that? It's not a beautiful sound right here, if you can hear that. Other than that, it runs. It's a runner. Yeah, or, you know what, I'm probably gonna do an oil change before I run this again. As you see, it is not a very great headlight. I'm not a big fan of these old style ones, but it's still a beautiful locomotive. And next up is the rail link. So give it a bit of power. As you see, it's got a headlight. It's not the brightest ever, but at least it is in the right spot, and it is not just like an interior cab light that lights everything up. This one does not have a rear light, which I found was kind of funny. So the front light always just comes on for both directions. Yeah, I'm doing a little bit of out of order from how I showed them. There's going to be my steam locomotive, which is a Canadian Pacific. So let's give it a bit of power here. It is a runner as well, for sure. One thing I thought was very interesting, it doesn't work at a low speed, but if you put it in reverse at a higher speed, you might see a little bit. Oh, I'm guessing it's out. The tender's headlight actually turns on. It's still a very beautiful locomotive to see run. Let's try to get this on a whole lap. Yeah, it is a fun locomotive to run. These old steamers, for sure. Yeah, next time I'm going to do my Kato. So, as you see, headlight works. Great runner. I'm missing a railing on this one, which I will try to find a new one eventually. Yeah, this one is headlights. Will work on both sides, no matter the operation. So reverse and forward, they're always going to be on. Because it is just one light in the middle and a piece of plastic for it to operate. Okay, next is my Santa Fe. This one, headlights are not very bright of what I remember. I'll put it in reverse so I can try to. Yeah, you can see a little bit here. Having an LED light in this one could be pretty cool, actually. But it's better than nothing. It is a runner after all, so happy with that. Okay, so here's my Alberta or Northern Alberta Railway one. This one I know in fact doesn't need to work because you might actually be able to hear it. The engine is very loud. Maybe a lot of oil or a bit of oil. It could do the trick too. But it is very loud. And it has one of the crappy headlights, as I like to call them, in my opinion. Here's my other AHM, which is a CN. So this one actually has some LED lights inside of it. Front ones are not working right now. Rears, I forget, so I'll head up pretty soon. Okay, it is a very good runner. Nope, it is not a runner either. Or sorry, a rear light is not a working one either. We're still gonna have to get that fixed. I am missing a window here actually as well. So either eventually I get this whole one replaced and this is like a spare part unit. So I'll see what I have to do with this one. And lastly is my Bachmann, and this is not actually those pancake motors. This is a better drive in them, so it is a lot more quiet. The front headlight is not very bright like the rear one. It is still a pretty good runner. I just cannot pull much. So one thing I did do on this one, because I'm not a fan at all of all the light coming out. I just put a bit of black paint in the inside on the window, so it's sending more light over here, and it sort of works. What I see. So, thank you for watching, and feel free to comment on what you guys would like to see next on my channel. And thank you for watching.